Alrighty guys, we're back for some Selesnya enchantments. Now, it's about time I go ahead and play one of the standout meta decks, right? Now, this is the version that I threw together, but there's a bunch of different ways you can put this together, right? I see some people playing with wedding announcements and the Hollowed Hauntings as well. I don't know. This is the version I landed on. I called it Weaver because it's more Weaver of Harmony heavy than the other versions, I guess. But there's definitely people who play with 4 Weavers as well. So there's nothing too special or unique about the deck, honestly. But we're going to go over it anyways and go ahead and hop into some standard ranked and see how it goes, right? So, first things first though, guys. Hey, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well. Additionally, guys, we do have our sub goal set all the way up at 1,000. So if you want to help us reach that goal, do consider subscribing because it is much appreciated, friends. Okay, let's go over this, shall we? We got 3 Commune with Spirits, 4 Generous Visitors. We got 2 Circle of Confinements, 3 Michiko's Reign of Truth, 3 Spirited Companions, 3 Kami of Transience, 4 Ranger Class, 4 Weaver of Harmonies, 4 Jukai Naturalist, 4 Borrowed Times, 3 Touch the Spirit Realm, and 1 Kodama of the West Tree on the top end. We have Cave of the Frost, we got Seat of the Empire, Who Endures, and a Lair, the Hydra, and the mana base, as well as our dual land. We do have majority forest, so a couple extra forests, and especially so we can actually play our 1-drops early on too. Okay, so what's the goal of the deck here? Just in case you haven't seen it, drop enchantments, drop them for cheap with Naturalist, get a whole bunch of benefits when you do drop enchantments, right? Now, I decided the Weaver of Harmony route because one, yeah, other enchantment creatures get, you control get +1/+1. I obviously love abilities like that, right? Buffing all of the creatures is tons of fun. But the second ability here, tap a green, tap it, copy target artifact, artifact, where am I? Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from an enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. So what that essentially lets us do, this is crazy, guys. This is insane. You can lay a Borrowed Time and then use this ability, and then you get to capture 2 things with the Borrowed Time. That's just insane. Same concept with Touch of the Spirit Realm or Circle of Confinement. You can lay a Ranger class and get a couple wolf tokens from that. That could be really good too, right? Spirited Companion, you can draw an extra card by tapping down the Weaver of Harmony. Michiko's Reign of Truth, the ability on this, could you imagine copying this first ability and just slamming it twice onto the Kami of Transience? It's insane. It's no wonder so many people are playing a deck like this, right? It's just so powerful. So Kodama's in here because Ranger Class and Generous Visitor is just a great way to get counters onto your creatures. And so modified creatures you control have trample could come in handy, right? We only got the 1, it is legendary, and you know, the only cards that we can actually get counters from onto our other creatures is Ranger Class and Generous Visitor. But it also works with like Kami of Transience for the second ability here. When a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That could be really good because it thins out your deck and makes it so that way you're just drawing less land as the game goes on, right? So yeah, guys, like I said, we've seen it before. Not a whole lot to go over, I guess, overall. So let's go ahead and hop into some ranked and see how it goes. If we get right into, yep, I don't even know why I'm asking the question anymore. Right into the first match. And something I forgot to note while I was over there, I believe we have 22 total land in the deck. And I actually tested a little bit with 24 land, and I was just getting flooded over and over again. So I was like, nope, can't do it. Drop to 22. Tons of green in hand. We're going to keep the Who Endures back and go right into that Visitor. Okay, ooh, okay. Patchwork. Okay, that's interesting, right? Oh, great draw. Wow. Okay. Okay, opponent, I'm so sorry. Please don't concede. They shouldn't concede. We're in ranked, but you never know. As we're playing one of those decks, you know? It's a fun deck, though. I definitely see why so many people are playing it. So Circle of Confinement, you know, this has Ward too, so we could do it. Oh, nice. Oh, that's sick. Dude, what's the opponent playing? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Oh, okay. Yeah, no blocks. I mean, wow. Oh, another Ranger class. Dude, that's brutal. I don't even know where to start. So at some point we got to take the patchwork out, but I don't think it necessarily has to be this turn, right? I think it might be Kodama, swing, and ramp. Might be a little greedy, but I don't think I mind this line of play. Get a plains, right? Oop. Yeah, I don't think I mind that at all. Well, we could have grabbed a forest too, let's be real. Because then we could have played all of these. A little bit of ramp lets the ward happen a bit sooner and lets us play another one of our enchantments next turn too. Yeah, I don't mind that. I do wonder what the opponent could be running here. If they end up passing, then we have to anticipate like a Wandering Emperor or something. Right, this doesn't have first strike or something, so yeah. Oh my goodness, okay. They obviously want to equip that next turn, give it some double strike, right? At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipped. Okay, so this has trample. So how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? I think we go big. Go big, swing, get another ramp up with a forest. We're going to go here. We could give this trample too. I guess the lifelink is probably better. Plus it goes a bit higher too. We could still Circle of Confinement the patchwork if we wanted to, but that would be the whole turn. So I think it's going to be Ranger class. And Naturalist again. I really don't like putting all my eggs in one basket, but for the sake of the swing, all right, now we'll start to split it up here a little bit more. Pretty spicy. So we get that, we do get that little bit of ramp here. Got to be careful with the double strike, but yeah, that lifelink is nasty. Never underestimate the power of Ward 2, guys. It does hold an opponent back a little bit. But yeah, so... Oh, at the beginning of each combat, it's only an attached... Oh, wait. Attached target aura or equipment that's attached to a creature already. So yeah, they would still have to pay for these because it's not attached to anything yet. So we're going to plug... Okay. So that has double strike, which is pretty scary. But we're gonna take it out with the Circle of Confinement. Oh, they're gonna swing. I mean we just take the 10. We'll just take the 10 there. We got so much lifelink coming in next turn and everything. Now we can Circle of Confinement the Redain. Creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or less. So yeah, Circle of Confinement on the Redain, and this goes on to the Naturalist, and then we can actually copy it with the Weaver there too. Lots of options. I love the opponent's deck there though. They weren't playing a meta deck, and it was something new and interesting, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. So let's see if we get right into the next match here. I don't think, honestly, like usually I have something to say about the deck we're playing. I really don't have anything to say. Like, we know that it's powerful, right? We already know. I forget what the overall win rate for Selesnya enchants are, but it's somewhere around 60%, which is really good. which is where it wants to be, right? Bit of a slower hand, but it's not a bad hand either. We go into the Naturalist, which is decent. And then, you know, if we draw a land, it can be Kami and then Weaver. Is really good. We did get that land. So how do we want to do this? It might actually be Ranger class too. I don't think so though. I think we want Weaver, because then if it survives, we can get a double wolf off the Ranger class. Okay. So we'll go Forest, Kami of Transience, Weaver. I guess we could have attacked first. No, it technically affects combat there. That being said, if we did attack first and it was like a fateful absence, then the Naturalist would have bit the dust there. So I don't know. Okay, we're up against some runes. Okay, we'll see. I have tons of removal in this deck, so okay, they go ahead and get the Rune of Sustenance. Yeah, it makes sense to me. So we'll go Plains, Generous Visitor. We're gonna go double wolf over the Kami of Transience. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm banking off of them not having any board wipe. Yeah, that's what we're banking off of. They probably take the 8 here, as they're rooting on buffing up the Rune Champion enough to get their life back. And I don't know, man. We got tons of stuff we could draw that would just be terrific here. If we were expecting the opponent to have some form of board wipe, guys, we would want to use the Weaver's ability to duplicate the Wolf over the Kami of Transience. That being said, Kami of Transience is pretty great because if, when an artifact, or, I don't know why I keep saying artifact. When an enchantment dies, you know, an enchantment was put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, you may return Kami of Transience. So, I mean, either way, honestly. Yeah, we'll say no blocks because if we draw an enchantment, that's just like a GG. No enchantment this time, but, I mean, we do get to power up. So what? This is X is 3, right? Full swing. GG. I didn't math that out, but I mean, I guess we technically didn't need the Lair. Good game, opponent. I'm sorry about that, man. I just I just kind of, you know, a lot of creatures. I'm like, you know what? This is a full swing regardless. So. Well, we're doing good so far. You know, I'm not surprised, but it is fun though. Let's be real. Like, come on, we cannot blame people for playing Selesnya enchants, right? Or runes for that matter. We just can't blame them. It's a lot of fun. Okay. This is another keepable hand. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. And like, we just, yeah, it's decent. Uh-oh, mono white. This could be bad. Gonna go right into Commune with the Spirits here. I mean, it's gotta be Naturalist, right? I think it's gotta be the Naturalist. The problem with taking Naturalist there is how much removal mono white has. Okay, that doesn't affect us yet. Commune with the Spirits. Now the question is it Kami of Transience to get greedy with it? And then we can Jukai Naturalist Weaver next turn? I think so. They know what's coming too, so... This is like turn 3 remove Kami of Transience with Brutal Cathar or a, dang, I can't remember all of Mono White's removal right now. The Spirit, that also grabs a creature. I always do that. It's always the same card, too. It's like, I can't remember its name unless I'm the one playing with it. Okay, Luminarch's gotta buff the Thalia here, right? And then, oh... I mean, yeah, I mean, that works. I mean, it has first strike. I was totally expecting a Thalia buff. But that also makes sense, I guess, because next turn they can buff it again and swing in against... Well, no, they know what we have, so... Yeah, no blocks. We take the 4. Another Naturalist. Okay. Don't mind that. Now, the question here is, do we hold for defense or swing? Do we hold for defense or swing on in? I think we swing. It's the same concept, right? We have to anticipate mono white's insane amount of removal in their 3-drop spot, right? So if we didn't swing there, we might have just held up a creature that gets gobbled up anyways. As far as the opponent knows, that's our only Naturalist, so removing that could be really good. I think it would be as simple as buff the Thalia with the Luminarch, swing, 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 and then there's no great blocks for us again. Man, mono white still looks so powerful. Yeah, like I said, no great blocks for us again, so we need to see some of our removal like now. So it might be Commune with Spirits next turn. We could double block into the Thalia, that way Commune is only 1. But they hit this first. Yeah, I think it's the double block into the Thalia here, guys. We have the other Naturalist, so we don't get the life gain from this, but we do save the 3. Unless they swing differently. Oh, there we go. That totally works. We do get a little life gain. They didn't want us to have the Weaver. Most likely because of cards like Circle of Confinement, which would have been so good to keep that Weaver down. But do we still Circle of Confinement now? Or do we get greedy with that Weaver? I think we might get greedy with it, guys. So we'll start with Commune with Spirits. Oh, borrowed time. Yep, that'll help. That'll help big time. So it's gotta be... We still can get greedy next turn with the Circle, and this turn we can take out... What do you guys think? The Luminarch? Or we could just play the Jukai Naturalist and then try to hit these with the Weaver next turn. It could hit 3 creatures essentially. I think it's going to be the borrowed time this turn though. We don't want to get too greedy. And I do think it's going to be the Redain, I guess. Because that gets us a swing and we gain 3 here. I don't know, guys. You let me know if that was too weird of a play, not taking the Luminarch, but I don't know. I don't mind that, right? We have an emergency blocker on the ground. We can take tons of damage here, which we're going to take it. Next turn, we Circle of Confinement the Luminarch, tap the Weaver, take the Hopeful Initiate. So, okay, they're keeping the Hopeful Initiate's ability open. A Touch of the Spirit Realm's an insane draw for us, guys. How lucky could we possibly get there? So, so they're only at 7. They might have the Wandering Emperor open. So I'm gonna attempt the Circle of Confinement, because here's what they have open: the possibility to break any of our enchantments. So we're going to attempt to take the Initiate first and see what they do. We're going to copy you, auto pay, take you. So Circle of Confinement's taken 2 cards here, and they're not using the Initiates. Wait, did I read this wrong? Remove 2? Okay, it's still it's the Wandering Emperor then. It's the Wandering Emperor. Remove 2+1/+1 counters from among creatures you control. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Yeah. They have the Emperor open here, for sure. So, Touch of the Spirit Realm could save our card. But I don't know if that's what we want to do. We'll see. So, Wandering Emperor slams down, takes the Kami. So, do we Touch of the Spirit Realm the Kami of Transience? Is the question. They're going to gain 2 here. We get the Kami of Transience back next turn. Yeah. Yeah, I think we save it. I think we save it because an extra creature on the board just seems more valuable than more removal when we've removed 3 of their cards already. What do you guys think? Would you guys have saved that as removal and let the Kami die? Well, there we go, guys. GG. We are doing really well right now, so I mean that's good. We have time for like a couple more matches at this rate, right? Unless we go up against a like an, I don't know, like Orzhov Control or something that takes forever. I'm completely satisfied with 3 wins in a row. These matches can go either direction and I'd still be completely satisfied, which is, you know, it's really cool too. We actually got to see the Kodama come into play. That was one of my additions to the deck that I thought would be pretty decent. Speaking of which, hey there, Kodama. No good way to modify creatures in hand right now, but, you know, there's still some good ways in the deck. Especially if we can draw to it for cheap off the Naturalist, right? Let's do it. Let's keep it. It's pretty good. I like it. Can go right into Commune with the Spirits. And I guess with Naturalist in hand, Touch of the Spirit Realm. Well, if this is more mono white, the Circle of Confinement is technically better. Because it's cheaper. I'm going to grab the Circle of Confinement. I think that's fine. Yeah, so I mean, it hits Luminarch, but I mean, we'll obviously wait. Borrowed Time off the top, too. Oh my goodness. Drop the Naturalist and see if it gets removed. I was saying it last game, they have tons of ways to remove creatures on their 3. And the opponent didn't see it last game. We'll see though, right? By grabbing the cheaper version of this, yeah, the removal of the Naturalist isn't as bad, right? We were still gonna see the mana for 3 anyways, but I don't know, being able to, like, if we draw a 1-drop, being able to lay the 1-drop before the circle or something, you know, it just seemed more valuable. Going Adeline here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we gained 2 life from this swing, though, so that's not terrible for us. But Adeline is very terrifying. Wow! Okay, okay, I mean, it's... I mean, dang. I kind of feel bad, honestly. That is a lot of removal, and usually I'm sitting here like, man, we have so much in the deck, like, all we got to do is draw one. But no, like, we're just getting it this time. Okay, Circle of Confinement. Take out the Luminarch, and then Touch of the Spirit Realm. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, we don't want Adeline to survive. That's just brutal, man. 2 of their very powerful creatures are lying under my enchantments right now, and I think that's perfectly acceptable. Like, we didn't get any benefits from playing those like we want to, like off a Generous Visitor or Kami of Transience, but, you know, it's... Okay, what does this hit? Borrowed Time probably, right? Like, Kodama's not much of a threat right now. But Borrowed Time, we're just 1 land away if we... Like, if Naturalist survives, right? So I don't know. I have no idea what they take here. Yeah, Borrowed Time makes the most sense, I suppose. But yeah, there it is. We can even remove that if we want to, but I'm not going to. We're going to start by drawing. We need to start to see some value off of our enchantments is what I'm thinking. Getting Kodama down just isn't a bad play either. But I think it's still going to be the draw. Ooh, lots of land. I'm okay with this trade because we got a lot of value off the Spirited Companion and we have a lot of mana now. So like Naturalist isn't doing that much for us in our hand, or I mean we can still have the Borrowed Time open next turn, which does hit the Adeline. And a Naturalist off the top. Okay. We just don't have a lot of power. Like we saw a lot of removal. We just don't have a lot of power right now. So we'll play this down on white, and we will go Naturalist. They get to keep their Adeline this time. I'm just gonna pump some cards onto the board, and see what happens here. There is a ton of mono white floating about right now, guys. If you're building decks, make sure you're building it so that way it can also compete against mono white. Okay, like that is very important. I like these blocks. Let's see what the opponent has in their hand. Could be like a Valorous Stance or something like that, right? Fateful Absence, yeah. Yeah, they get to, I don't mind that either, though, honestly. I just don't. So, Kami of Transience is a pretty good draw there. We'll take the Adeline. Couple Adelines just sitting under my enchantments over here. Now, opponent still has 4 cards in hand. Could you imagine? Holy cow. Usher of the Fallen. We have our clue. Oh, Michiko's Reign of Truth is huge. Okay, we're going to start with the draw here. We could power up the Lair, too, for pretty cheap, but I think we save that. Yeah, Resolve, sorry. Nice. Oop. This is a lot. I'm anticipating another Fateful Absence at this point, which makes me wonder if I don't put all my eggs into one basket here, and we actually put the Reign of Truth's ability on the Naturalist for life gain, because we don't want them to target the Kami of Transience, but they probably do. I think splitting it up is pretty good here. Yep, so it baits the Fateful Absence into that instead. And this is still a pretty good swing. And a trade into the Spirited Companion is totally fine. They take the damage. So they have to deal with Kami of Transience this turn because it's about to get a serious buff. Then we have the Lair, the Hydra open too for a ton. Yeah, this can be a 4/4. If we don't play anything else, right? So, Wandering Emperor could be open. Wandering Emperor would be huge for them to take out the Kami of Transience. Would be huge. If it is open, if it is in their hand, then they are definitely thinking, do I lay these like other 2 creatures or do we pass? Okay, so, this is a similar concept. We can't put all of our eggs into one basket here. So how we do this, this is a pretty good swing. And this is going to be X is 4. And we don't worry about the Generous Visitor. Right, you want to go as wide as possible because... like now they have to hit the Spirited Companion because it's like this is just too much for a Wandering Emperor to deal with, but you got to remember they do gain 2. So like how this works is Wandering Emperor takes the Spirited Companion, right? They block the 4/4. They take 9 damage and they gain 2. So so they go down to 1 here. This is a huge swing. Okay, so they take out the Kami of Transience instead. Oh, this is actually better. I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, no, they definitely want to take out the trample and then chump block the big guy. Wandering Emperor is an MVP, guys. That is sick. Look at all the removal the opponents had so far. It's actually pretty scary because we might not be able to get there with just the Lair. Especially if they end up gaining any more life. Okay, take the wolf. Okay. We saw a lot of early removal. And the opponent is seeing a lot of late removal here. So this is a back and forth. This is anyone's game, guys. It has to be. It has to be anyone's game here. The Lair for 5 forces a block unless they have something in their hand. Lair for 4 would work too. I don't mind attempting the clue either. I think we have to attempt this. But I think it's going to be Lair for 4. And get the Generous Visitor down this turn. Right? Swing at face. Buff the companion, because I don't know what they could have for 1 mana. Right, so it forces the block on the Lair. They're down to 1. And then we get the Generous Visitor down. So, yeah, just slowly but surely building the pressure for the opponent. And they just need more and more removal constantly, right? So they can take out the Spirited Companion, gain 2 up to 3. They still have 4 open if they have another Emperor in hand. So they go for the 2/2 here. So they must have another creature to block? Or a couple creatures. Oh! Yeah, another Brutal Cathar is huge. Opponent's in this, but they only have 1 mana. So we're going to power up the Lair again. Lair for 3 this time, right? Have the Ranger class open. Ranger class. Spread it out. We'll swing at face. I don't know what they could have for 1 mana here, guys. I have no idea. Yeah, GG opponent. Woo! That was an intense one, guys. I truly believe that could have gone either direction. But we were just getting so much more value throughout that whole thing. Yeah. That was sick, though. The Wandering Emperor is so good, guys. Oh, man. I keep saying it, but yeah, we're going to see more and more of this card is what I'm assuming, right? 100% win rate, guys. Let's go. In ranked again. Like, dang. That was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and go over the deck again, and it's like I said earlier when I was initially going over it, it's nothing too fancy. It's now considered a generic Selesnya enchantment build, which just so happens to be very powerful. And again, you know, this is my version of it. It has, I think my version has more removal than the more common ones, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain. And then, of course, I wanted to go the Weaver of Harmony route more so than anything else. So, yeah, this was really good, guys. I mean, if you're trying to rank up, this would be an option, right? Just, there's not that many rares, is there? The Kami of Transience, Ranger class, and Weaver are all rare. And the Kodama, too. And the land. I guess there's still a good chunk of rare, but yeah. Alright, hey, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this one, even though it wasn't necessarily like a unique deck list. I know I had a lot of fun, so that being said, it is technically a unique deck list, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, hey, I will see you in the next video, guys.